test. Guys, see how loudly I can talk?
Hi, hello, welcome.
Smile like that.
It's a regular smile.
Was it?
It's crystal clear, we've been on a year, the struggle straight along the way, but having you by my side makes everything okay. We're watching video clips of all types of shits, laughing out loud, we really hate this crowd, and we don't know where to go, hopefully take it slow. Lots of hustler minds will reject the decline, our approach to life and that, well that's just fine. We wanna let others live because it's none of our business. We press your chest upon our mess. There's so many minds, hey, I'd like to align. See beyond this place, we want a part of this race. We do what we can, you better tap out, man. You're about to pass out or get a pick for the cloud. Why is it so hard out here? They made it so weird. Try to stay woke and humble and joke. It's fucking hard out here.
Hey guys,
Hello.
welcome back to another episode of It's Hard Out Here. I'm Joel Morales.
And I'm Karina Ayala.
You speak so quietly, you're so soft spoken. This morning, are you tired?
Yeah, I have a headache.
Oh.
I don't know if that matters though. I
No.
think it's like I got nervous because there was like a car moving away from us or right next to us, and I was like, talk quiet.
They're quiet. What?
No, I said talk quiet. I
Why?
don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It
Oh.
doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, they can't hear us.
Yeah, I don't know. You ever? No, you don't. I'm gonna say, do you ever do anything and it doesn't make sense? Not you.
It's rare.
Yeah.
I'm intentional with everything I do.
You know, so that was intentional, but like
Everything.
dumb, you know, because it didn't make sense.
I am scared this is gonna slip, especially with the vibration of the car.
Yeah, I think with the vibration, it might just be like, yeah, poof.
Hey, look, I'm gonna turn the car off.
Right when you turn it off, it's gonna go.
I know. Oh, it almost did. It almost did. I'm gonna make a little adjustment here, y'all.
Oh, you're risky.
Yeah, whatever. It just feels better. Okay, we're good now, I think.
Yay.
So, it's been rough. Past couple of weeks, I'd say.
I think it's rough all the time.
Well, it is rough all the time for sure, no doubt. Mm-hmm. There's always something going on.
Yeah. How have your couple of weeks been?
Well, thanks for asking, Karina. No, I was thinking about how every time it's like, because, you know, we don't get to the gym as often as we'd like. And I've been thinking about like, okay, every time I'm like, this week, this is the week that
We're going more
we're going to
consistently.
get more consistent with it. You know, how we were when we first started, and then
Yeah.
something always happens. Like,
Yeah.
I just don't get enough rest, and it's like, no,
Right.
I like my body needs to rest. I can't go. Or this week I got sick, you know, and
Yeah.
that puts me out for several days. And then what else happens? Like we have to do some sort of like errand, you know, that requires us to have to take the morning to do it. Like
Yeah.
it's just something's always happening.
Yeah. You also injured your wrist.
Oh, that's right. I got
Mysteriously.
injured, so I had to like take it easy, and
Yeah.
I didn't even want to risk like drilling because it was so bad. Like at work, just like moving it, picking up papers and stuff was hurting, and I was like, oh my god.
And realizing how much you do with your wrist, it's like,
Yeah,
this
exactly.
all
Yeah,
hurts.
you realize how much you actually use your wrist, and you're like,
Yeah.
okay, I don't think I should go to class even because I'm gonna hurt it.
And it was Kimura week, so it's like, you know, it's all
You
wrist.
have to like crunch. But I mean, yeah, I just did like one live roll after class one day, and I felt fine. And it wasn't until I went to go take off my rash guard, was pulling it over my head, and then I felt my wrist tweak. And I was like, oh, that's gonna be something. And then yeah, I just like progressively got worse, and it's doing better now. I can finally like do that without it hurting. It doesn't hurt. It kind of hurts there a little bit, but not like nearly as bad as it was.
Yeah.
But this time, like I could feel it swollen inside. Like I felt it, you know.
Owie.
It was like limited mobility. 'Cause there was a
Yeah.
lot of like resistance because it was swollen, and it's a pain in the butt. And we don't really have access to like the cold plunges anymore, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
I mean, we do. It's just it's a little bit out of our price range, and
Yeah.
you know we can't afford it, even though we would love to. It was nice though. We got to hang out with the owners a little bit, huh? At the fights that we went to this past weekend.
That was really cool.
That was
Because
cool.
it had been a while since we actually got to like spend some time with them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when we'd go to the cold plunges, we actually got to like, you know,
We would chit chat,
hang.
talk. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shoot the shit.
Yeah. I was like, exchange ideas? Not really.
Don't overcomplicate it. I just keep it simple.
Well, I was like, I don't know what the simple like way to say we
Talk.
were conversing.
We would just talk. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Don't overcomplicate it. Just stick to.
I'm not even
stick to what
trying
you
to.
know.
I'm just trying to talk, and it's like not working.
We were doing this thing where like we were in each other's presence and like using our mouths and making sounds with our mouths.
Like sometimes the
What is
simplest things don't make sense
What
to
do
me.
we do? What's that called?
And it just doesn't come to me.
Oh my gosh, look at, she's in like tiny little shorts. Super cold out here today, this morning. It's like breezy and chilly.
Oh, she's probably from the
And then-
north.
Maybe. But you know, when I went to the north, I like over prepared.
Yeah.
I think because I'm from the desert, and it gets like really cold in the desert. Also in the hill country though, in the hill country it gets really cold
It
too
does
out
too.
there. But when I went up north, I was like, this isn't that bad. I feel like I overpacked. It was weird.
Or
And
maybe
then-
you were perfectly prepared.
Maybe. I don't know.
And then?
Maybe. I don't know. It just felt like the things that I wore, usually I would still be very cold, like in the desert or like out here in the hill country. But then up there, like I wore the same things and it was fine. I was like, wasn't cold once.
That's a different kind of cold, right? Where
That's
we
what I'm
have like
getting
warm-
at.
Oh, I didn't know.
No, I'm sorry. I wasn't there yet. But yeah. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting at. Like, it's like it's different. It's people say like the north is so cold, and I'm like, I don't know. I mean, it is for a much longer period of time for sure, and then they have to deal with snow. Like, I don't know why people
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
gross.
People are okay with that.
It's pretty gross.
We were even in Canada, and there was like a blizzard, and it still wasn't like as cold as what I'm like used to or experienced. I was like, that's weird.
Aren't their temperatures much lower than ours?
I have no idea. It was scary though, because I'm not used to that environment. Like just driving in snowstorms and stuff. I was like, oh my God, everyone's okay with this? Like, should we be on the road right now? Like, what's happening? Just panic attacks.
Well, all of us down here would say no.
Right.
It's not okay to be on the roads.
Yeah, but everyone was on the roads. It was fine. Granted though, we did get T-boned. That was terrible.
Oh my God, what?
Yeah. Because someone had stolen some gas and they were just like peeling out of the parking lot, you know, of the gas station, and yeah, it sucked too because I saw them coming like a long ways away, but I wasn't driving, and it was my friend's dad, who's an elderly man, was driving, and I was like, oh man, but I was on the opposite side too of the impact, so that was also good. Sucks for the people that were on the impact side.
They're alive, right?
Yeah, it wasn't that bad of an accident, but you know, they were old and so they got banged up, and I was kind of just like, man, this trip's been nothing but like stress. That trip was actually traumatizing for me, for sure.
Yeah, I remember you telling me a little bit about it.
Yeah, 'cause-
so many aspects of it were really rough.
Yeah, it was crazy. You know, I got to see like how some people live in like abusive situations. I was like present for that. And that was crazy. And there was children involved. And I'm like, that's wild. Like I saw the kid just like shut down, you know, because that's like a defense mechanism. And I was like, oh my God, this is insane. And then these adults just acting like it's normal to be like yelling at each other all the time and fighting in front of the kid. And then like having the kid like try to side with one of them. Like, hey, you know I love you, buddy.
my
Come here, come over here.
God.
You know I love you. All drunk, you know. And I'm just like, this is how you guys live, huh? This is normal. That's when I began to realize like that's normal for them.
You know what sucks is there's so many freaking families like that.
And there's a lot of families like that. That's when I also began to realize like, oh, that's why people are so messed up out here, is because that's how they're raised. And then that just continues. Like that's how they're raised, so then that's how they treat their significant other, relationships, whatever, and then they have children, and that's how they are around their children. That's how they treat their children. And it's just like keeps going and going and going.
It's pretty vicious.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty terrible. Golly, I'm sorry you had to see that. I'm sorry for that family that's dealing with that. I hope. I hope.
Oh no,
that
it'll
that
never
ever
get better.
changed.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Plus,
I hate that.
plus with the like opioid problem up there too, you know, because it was in right outside of the office, was it Nashua, New Hampshire. Yeah, there's a big like heroin problem up there and stuff,
Oh, fudge.
opioid problem. So everyone's just all getting dosed up. I don't know what a saying is. We were hanging out at a bar with my friend's sibling, and it was normal, it was fine. But I had heard how like crazy they were from my friend before, and their sibling like went off to the bathroom. Took a while. Eventually came back and was just like falling asleep like at the table while we were like talking and stuff.
Oh my god.
And they kept trying to like order a pizza because they were like, I'm gonna get us food. We're gonna get a pizza because we were staying with them. Like we're gonna get a pizza. And dude, they took so freaking long to like just order the pizza, and they never really got around to it, I don't think. And like, it was just strange, you know, like seeing them live in this completely alternative reality. And
Oh
yeah.
my god, that's insane.
like things like trying to arrange the car situation, like let me use the car to like just go pick up, you know, whatever. And I told my friend, I was like, no, don't do it, dude. We're not gonna get the car back. They're gonna take it, and we're never gonna see it. And I think that might have been what happened. I can't remember because we did stay at their place one night, and they were gone, and things were calm, and that was nice. But then when they got back, oh my god, then them and their partner were just arguing and yelling, and I was just like, Jesus. And we were just trying to sleep, but we obviously couldn't because they were just like fighting.
Oh my god.
Yeah, over dumb stuff, dude, and just back and forth, you know, just very, very immature and unwell people. And then the next day, like nothing happened, you know.
Oh yeah, I know all about that.
Yeah. Wild stuff. Sorry about the lighting, y'all. This is gonna be kind of a rough episode. We decided to record inside the car because while we're doing
Cold
laundry,
outside.
because it's cold outside and it's hard out here.
Yeah. And I don't like being cold. Although we're prepared for it, it would just be, I don't know. I'm a big old baby though.
I'm just a baby. I have no money.
That was very funny.
I have no money. I'm just a baby.
Hello, this is David.
But is the flight canceled?
That was
But is the flight canceled? Broad City, y'all. We're rewatching it. Well, I'm rewatching it.
That's okay.
For first time watching it. It's really.
I've seen it a few times.
It's a ridiculous show. It's absurd.
It's so annoying. Like, why are you like that? But I get it. It's like another one of those shows that it's like, it's absurdity, you know?
Yeah. They make fun
so
of New Yorkers
silly.
a lot.
Yeah.
But I feel like they're well, at least Alana is partially like that, though. You know, to a certain extent.
Who knows?
Especially with the whole, like, the vagina is, what was it? Responsible and, I forget what she said.
The pocket?
Yeah.
She used it as a pocket?
Yeah, the pocket, the human.
Blech.
It's nature's pocket.
Oh, that's so gross. Because she pulled weed out of it, and
Yeah.
it's like she's been smoking that with her friend, and I would have been devastated.
Really?
If I had found that. Oh, no, you would have been fine, obviously. But I would have just been like icked out.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, but question.
Yes.
The person that stole the gas and then went zooming off and hit y'all.
Yeah.
Then what? Did they keep driving or?
Yeah, no, they got away.
I thought so.
Yeah, for sure.
No.
It was wild because like the cops showed up and the EMS showed up and everyone's speaking French. I don't know French. We don't know French, and we're just completely in the unknown. You know, we don't know what's going on, and
Yeah.
like I'm in another country. I'm like, I don't want to go to the hospital. I don't want anyone to have to go to the hospital. Like, it's fine if my friends' parents go to the hospital, but like us, like, what do we get? Like, I don't want to get stuck with a bill. Like, what's happening? You know?
Well, if you were in Canada, isn't it free?
I don't know if that would apply to us or not.
Oh, right.
But, it was just, overall, a very uncomfortable, unfamiliar situation. Like, yeah, I was just like on edge that entire trip because that's how it started off. We stopped in New Hampshire, had that crazy ass experience. When we got to Brooklyn, that was fine. We hung out with a friend in Brooklyn, and that was nice. There was no problems there. We went to Long Island, had a good time there. It was just a late night, of course, because we had to catch that train from Long Island to back to the mainland, or whatever they say. And then we got to Canada, and Canada was a crazy ride. Also, it was just, yeah, it was insane. But yeah, I don't know. I kind of lost my train of thought there. Where I was going with
Which is
that?
crazy. Just
a wild
lots of
experience.
Craziness.
Yeah.
So,
Speaking of like, the trauma and like abuse and all that, I was talking with my mother recently, who was like a teacher for over like 35 years, and she continues to sub now, and she's just talking about the difference between children's behavior nowadays opposed to like back when we were kids and like, going to public school, how they're acting now. And there are terrible children out there, like constantly. And there's little to nothing that can be done about it.
yeah. Yeah, there's just not enough resources, I guess, to help them. Yeah. They just need help.
Because it's like hard when you get a child who's just completely non-compliant and just like stands their ground and just like, nope, I'm not going to do that. And then just like causes mayhem. Like, what do? You can't restrain them. You can't like what do? You try to talk them down. That's about it, and then you have like 20 other students that you're supposed to be watching also. And you have this one crazy child.
And sometimes it's not just one.
Exactly. It's just so insane, the way that the system is kind of operating right now. But ultimately, I mean, and I was thinking it the whole time, and my mother brought it up, so we're pretty much on the same page as far as this idea goes, but it's the idea that, well, it's the parents' fault. Or it's like it starts at home,
Yeah.
like they're not getting enough attention at home, they're not getting properly disciplined at home, they're not being taught proper values at home, lessons and stuff like that. Like, who knows, right? And that sucks too, because we know that it's a lot more expensive to exist nowadays, and having a family is harder because you have to be at work, which means you're not at home, and you can't be like with your children because you have to be at work.
And even when you are with your children, it's such a small amount of time.
Yeah.
And most parents are probably burnt out
Yeah.
and are doing terrible with their families because it's like they don't have the space to try and, I don't know, regulate.
Yeah. You're exhausted, you're tired, and you just need to rest. And you can't because you have little ones like that need you, And they're just like pretty much fending for themselves.
Yeah.
And
Well,
like, what do you do?
I mean, I'm sure some families are doing it well, but it's the ones that it's like, that can't. And
Right.
that sucks because it's like, that's the future. Those are our future people that are struggling because the home life is so difficult. It's just not fair.
But I wonder because even like, let's think back to like, I mean, we weren't around, but I've heard in the 70s it was very similar. Those kids were also neglected. They were latchkey kids. It was like the dawn of the latchkey kid, right? And even before that, I would say maybe not the 60s or 50s. I wouldn't know much about that, but earlier before that, 40s, 30s, and 20s, like life was a lot harder. So I'd imagine that those kids had it pretty rough also, but at least their parents were around, most likely.
Yeah, but it's also like that influence, like what kind of influence did they have? Like what were their parents like? I'm sure some were like loving and stuff, but I bet there was a lot of abusive ones.
Yeah,
It seemed like that was way more normal
yeah,
too.
I feel like abuse was very much the norm. That was the form of discipline that was implemented across the board. Oh, here we go again. This dude keeps setting his alarm off.
All right, he cut it off much faster than he did before. We weren't recording. We were inside doing laundry, but it was funny.
So silly. Like, figure it out, y'all. Come on.
It's too hard. It's too hard. There's so much going on. We have no idea what he's dealing with.
I know, but like that kind of stuff to me, it seems simple. You know, like it's gonna go off.
Maybe it's not. Maybe it's
you
malfunctioning.
Know it's gonna go off.
Maybe it's malfunctioning. He's trying to deal with it, and that's the best that he's done.
I don't know.
I mean, he solved it so much faster than he did before.
I guess, yeah.
So look at that improvement.
Yeah, was that improvement?
As far as I can tell, because I'm only seeing this situation. Yeah. But you know what? Abuse is still so prevalent. Like, it's normal. It's normalized and accepted, like, everywhere.
Yeah, hitting, right? Another way to put it, like hitting.
Hitting, psychological, emotional, like all of the kinds.
Yeah, no, yeah, definitely. I mean, I bring up hitting because, like, one of the kids is getting bullied in school and they keep getting hit. And I'm like, how the hell do these kids think it's okay to hit? And I can't help but assume, like, they're probably getting hit at home.
Yeah.
Or they probably see, like, their parents hitting. What's this dude doing? Why is he opening our dryer? Huh? Okay. No, they were touching it.
Maybe he's touching to feel if it's hot. You know how
Yeah.
they always touch it to feel if it's
Yeah.
hot? Are they still going?
Jeez, man. There's no respect. There's no respect. No boundaries, I swear. Like, yesterday I was waiting for Wingstop. And they were slammed, but luckily everyone was, like, pretty understanding and there wasn't any problems. But there was this guy. It sounded like I was listening to him and his girlfriend speak, and it was Spanish, but it was like very, like, maybe Cuban-esque Spanish, you know, very fast and with a sort of like a lisp or accent of some sort. It sounded Cuban. And this dude, he just, like, I was sitting down on the bench. No one else was on the bench, and there was plenty of room in the lobby, like, on this side to me, of me. And he just came and stood, like, right next to me. He didn't even sit down on the bench. He just stood right there, like, right by my knee. And I was just like, yeah, I felt, like, crowded. I was like, what the heck, dude? There's all this room over there, and you just stand right next to me, like, snug up on me.
Yeah, that's weird.
It's very strange.
I don't like that.
Yeah, it was weird, dude. I'm just like, okay. I'm always wondering, like, what's going on through people's heads? Like, are they not, like, cognizant of what's happening around them, what's going on, or what they might be doing?
I don't know. You know what is not so common? Sense. Like,
yeah. That's
so...
It's funny because, like, common sense is actually not a real, like, occurrence. It's relative sense.
And, like, I guess the simple things that I think that everyone would be aware of, like spatial awareness, which I'm not very good at, but I would never do that. I would never stand right next to somebody.
Yeah, right.
Well, I'd stand right next to you. Although when I was younger, I might stand close to somebody that was, like, cute or something and be like, oh, cool.
Ew, weirdo.
But I wouldn't be so awkward if, like, nobody else was in the area. Then I'd be all, like, right next to them. No, I wouldn't be that insane. But I do something weird for sure. To get noticed.
Yeah, that's why I always wear, like, bright, vibrant colors so I can get noticed.
Oh, yeah? Does it work?
Hey, look, I'm weird, I'm quirky, come talk to me. Because I don't have the guts to go talk to you.
See, and now somebody was standing next to you and you're like, ooh.
Well, I don't want him standing next to me. Also, I was wearing, what was I wearing? I was, like, in all black, I think.
Oh.
So it was very plain. Oh, no, I did have this hoodie on. But, I had, like, my black jogger pants on that aren't, like, joggers before joggers were a thing. You know, the ones that don't, like, taper at the ankle.
Yeah.
They're just, like,
The regulars.
open. Yeah.
The regulars.
Like boot cut.
Yeah.
Old school stuff.
I think those are like basketball pants.
I don't do it for fashion. I do it for functionality.
Yeah, those were good.
I mean, actually, an ex-girlfriend gave those to me. She was like, "Here, I know, because you like to go running and exercise." And I'm like, "Okay."
Here's some clothes.
Yeah, I was like, "I guess."
Well, they've been working out great.
I mean, shoot, before we started going to the gym and I started buying like actual like workout clothes or like jujitsu gear, I would just wear like my regular cutoff shorts and go running in those, you know?
Yeah.
Because it was good because they had pockets. So I could put my phone in there, you know, and my keys and like I'd be set. And now I have to wear a fanny pack to
Yeah. Well, what about
the runner shorts.
the joggers you're talking about with the pants? Like, they have pockets that are good.
They do, but they the fabric's too light. You know, so they get tossed around a lot. Like
Yeah.
my keys and my phone are just like
Slaps
all
your
weighted,
thighs.
you know, and yeah.
Yeah.
But with jeans or like, you know,
Keeps
shorts
it
or whatever,
snug.
yeah, it's not, yeah, they don't flop around.
All right.
But back to the hitting, something I wanted to say was like, yeah, the kids are probably getting hit at home, so they think it's like totally fine to just hit other kids, you know?
Yeah. And
Normal
can't,
thing.
whoops. And they can't defend themselves or they get kicked out of their organization.
Yeah, for real. It's ridiculous. It's so like, it's like counterintuitive. It's like if I get hit, I'm gonna hit you back.
Yeah.
You know?
No, you can't.
You can't do that because then you get in trouble. It's like, really, it wasn't even my fault. Like this person did it first. Like it's so not fair.
So, can't defend yourself because that escalates the situation and
Yeah.
puts you in trouble. And it's just like,
Did you ruin your opportunities in school to like, you know, excel and make something of yourself? Guys, just the public school system's horrible, man.
I have always hated it. I am stunned that my child is in public school because, you know, I've never wanted them to do it. One of them tried it, epic fail, and then the other one is enjoying it so much except for the constant abuse that
Yeah. Well, and it's good for them because like they get exposure to information and like lessons and, you know, things like that. And so there is like a chance for education and it's fine. But they're also like, they're already an independent thinker. Like they're open to ideas too, which is great because they can tell you something that they learned and then you kind of be like, you can like suggest like, well, yeah, that's all good, but have you ever considered this? And they're open to it. They're just like, oh, okay, yeah. Like,
yeah.
so that's good. So I know like the public school system isn't gonna like
Brainwash.
them, yeah. But there is still like a lot of good that they can take from it.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of opportunities too. Like they can get scholarships and get school paid for if they, especially if they want to go to like college, obviously, if they,
Yeah.
and get a degree in something.
Yeah. I hate the system so much.
I mean, other than that, you know, homeschooling is an option, but like, when are we gonna do that?
I know.
When are we gonna do that?
We'd have to trust that they are following the system that we set them up
That they're doing
in.
their lessons on their own.
Yeah. Which I can monitor that. Like there are ways to do that. Plenty of people are doing it, so it's not impossible. It's just the way that we would like to be involved, it's not very fitting.
Yeah, no, not at all. It would be nonstop, constant. I mean, we're already kind of like nonstop. We have very little time for things, you know? It would literally be just like hour to hour, minute to minute, like everything would have to be scheduled, you know?
Yeah. You know what's great though is that it wouldn't be as much time as like public school.
No, definitely not. Yeah.
Our field trips would be much cooler.
Honey, we don't even go on field trips now.
Y'all go on field trips all the time.
Barely. I'm like, hey, I gotta go to the store. Do you guys want to come?
And they're like, yeah, this is great.
And then it's pretty much just like me telling them, no, they can't have that. No, they can't have that. No, we're not here for that. No.
I mean,
And they learn nothing because I'm like frustrated. And I'm just like staying quiet.
oh, I'm so sorry. It's so hard out here.
Even yesterday when we were Christmas shopping for you, we were in one of the stores and one of them was like, oh, this would be great. I love this so much. Can I have it? I'm like, what? No. Like, what? How would you even like
not
think to
shopping for
ask
you.
that right now? Like, we're not here for you at all.
Yeah. That's really funny. Was it the littler one? Mm-hmm. They really like stuff. They're like me.
And they were so convinced, like, but we're the same size. We're the same size. I'm like, no, y'all
Because
aren't.
of the sweater.
Yes. I was like, you fit into it because it's bigger.
We're the same size. Did you notice they are getting
Not
bigger?
Understand that. Yeah, they are.
That's wild.
Yeah, I've noticed, yeah. But our clothes are ready. Gotta go fold them up and all that fun stuff and get out of here.
Woohoo! Thanks
So,
for joining us.
30 minutes in, yeah. We have done an episode recently that was cut short because half of it was lost. So we're gonna have to have that guest come back and do another recording. But stay tuned, it's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Y'all will enjoy it for sure. I'm
was-
almost certain. They have a huge following, and
And they're a really great person, super sweet. We really appreciate that they were going to come back. And it was hilarious because
know.
we were like, we haven't had a mistake with a guest yet.
and then boom, there it is. Thankfully, they are very nice and willing to come back. And
Yeah,
very
so that's really
appreciative.
awesome.
Yeah,
Especially because they're
grateful.
very busy, you know, and we only have so
Yeah.
much time as well. So
Yeah, they're also super busy. They're constantly doing things too.
Yeah.
So yeah, super thankful that they're coming back.
Yeah.
And then we're also gonna get our striking coach back on post-fight information
after his
there.
100th fight.
After his 100th and final fight,
Yeah.
he's coming back, and we're gonna talk about it. This time, I really want to focus on his entire fighting journey. So start from the beginning all the way up to this final battle that he had this past Sunday in Houston.
You know what I can't wait to ask?
What?
What'd you learn?
Thanks, y'all. So stay tuned for all that, okay? And be sure to like, subscribe, and tell your friends and families. Tell all your hoes in different area codes.
Branch us out there.
Tell your mom, tell your kids. Lock your doors.
Not
Stay safe.
our families, though. Don't tell our families.
Oh yeah, don't tell our families.
Yeah.
I don't think my
Tell
family.
your families.
My families don't know. My family doesn't know about this yet, and there's a lot on here that I haven't disclosed to them about my life. So
Woo! So don't.
I mean, someday they might find out, but
Yeah.
until then, let's not talk about it.
Yeah. So thanks.
Okay,
Bye.
see you later. It's fucking hard out here. Damn it.